गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all human beings of the universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We have started the power of thought, Bhavana Vaibhavam. We have seen three topics up till now. First topic was Endopakyana. So, what is the story of Endova? The sons of Endova, they have did a Bhavana that we should become Brahmaji. There were 10 of sons and they have created 10 Brahmandas. So that is the power of mind, capability of the mind we have seen in the first topic. That was a very positive affirmation how to become Brahma just by contemplating that I am a Brahma. Second was Vitopakyana, the story of sensualist, the negative bhavana, like he has dreamt to have wife of another person, that is Ahilya, and that sensualist person has been driven away by the king from his kingdom. But what happens is the mind, which has been having the negativity, has become more and more negative. That has been tried to be told. Third is the story of the mind. This is actually the story of our own mind, and that mind creates the problem everywhere. And we get caught into the process of mind. So we have to be very careful about our mind. We have to find out when the mind is cheating us, and we have to find out when the mind is cooperating with us. The total picture of our mind has been shown by one person who is moving into the thorny forest and beating himself, creating chaos. His mind is totally confused, falling into the deep well, which is called a Sansar well, and again coming out of that, going to the very good plantain place where he is very happy. So the two states of mind has been told. One is sorrowful state, another is joyful state. There also he fell down unfortunately to the well. There also he comes out by his own efforts. And likewise the story has been told in the Chittopakhyana, the story of mind. And then when the wise person tries to go and tell him about the how to come out of it. He doesn't listen to him. And he says, what do you know? You are my enemy. You are troubling me. You have come here to beat me and I'm lost because of you. Likewise, he says. And finally, he disregards his instructions and fall down into the bigger and bigger hell and suffer forever. So here the advice given by the Vasishtha Rishi to the Rama is contemplating on this story, your mind itself be firm in abandoning the thoughts. Just to leave the thoughts, everything thoughts has to be dropped out. So that has been told by Vasishtha Rishi to Ram. So that his mind will become subtler and subtler, and more and the mind is become subtler. That can be applied anywhere, wherever it is needed. So that has been told, and accordingly, the third topic is over. Fourth topic we will be starting. That is the last topic in the power of thought. That is the Balakakhyayika, the story of the child. What is this story of child is trying to tell? We'll try to see today. 48th shloka. Sarvashakti Parabrahma Nityam Apurnam Avyayam Yayola Sati Shaktosyo Prakasham Sodhi Gashyati. The Supreme Brahman, the ultimate reality, which is eternal, full all around, and immutable, is all powerful. By its power, one shines forth and attains manifestation. So, it is what? This is the transcendent, immanent, one without second reality. It is only one, and it is a supreme reality. It is powerful. There is nothing other than that. But because of the power of that Almighty, or the self, or the unfragmented consciousness, or divinity, whatever the name you have to give, it attains manifestation. It is His power. So it is Hari's Shakti. It is a manifestation of that Shakti. 44, 41 slave. Chit Shakti tasya deshu, Jada Shakti tathopale, Spanda Shakti shivateshu, Dravya Shakti jaleshu cha. So now different types of his energies are told. It is the energy of consciousness in his bodies, that is physical and mental. and as well as the motionless potential energy in a stone. So whether it is a sentient or whether it is a inert thing, all are his energies. It is also the energy of vibrations in the winds and energy of the motion in the water. Even the water moves because of his energy, the vibrations of the winds are because of his energy. So nothing to worry, it is all Almighty's wish which is happening. 42nd shloka. शून्य शक्ति तथा आकाशे नाश शक्ति विनाशेषु तेज शक्ति तथा वायु स्फुटमेवोपलभ्यते. It is also the energy of the void in a space, energy of destruction in a perishable. So it is clearly understood as the energy of heat and the light in the fire. So everything is that almighty, that powerful Supreme Brahman, which is getting manifested as a space, which is getting manifested as a destruction, which is getting manifested as a heat, getting manifested as a light. Next 43. Palapatra lata pushpa shakha vitapa moolavan vruksha bije yatha vrukshe tate dam brahmani sthitim. Just as a tree possessing fruits, leaves, creepers, flowers, branches, sprouts, and root exist in the seed of the tree, this visible universe exists in the Brahman. So, what are the manifested Jagat is there, world is there, that is already present in the Supreme Spirit. It is already present in the Supreme Spirit. There is nothing more. It is already there. So one has to be very wise enough to understand that. So how it is like that? It is like the example is given in the seed. If we take an example of banyan seed is very small. You cannot even see that. That banyan tree seed gives huge banyan tree that stays for maybe 500 years and never collapse. So how it is possible that because that complete banyan seed was already in that seed, it got the environment. That's it got a fertile land, it got water and whatnot. Nature was there, and then it grows. Similarly, from the supreme spirit, this visible universe comes manifested. It gets the appropriate environment to manifest, and accordingly it manifests. So from unmanifest to the manifest to the unmanifest, it goes as per the cycle is there. So 44. Kvanchit kvachit kadachit tam tasmat unnati shaktiya deshakaladivaichitrat Kshama Tala Divashalaya. In one place and in another place, and at some other time, energy rise from its like rising from the surface of earth by the diversity of place, time, and the like. So it is not only at one place it will be there, it all depends on the diversity of life. So the energy is potential energy which is there, which will get converted into kinetic energy from one region to one place to the surface of the earth, and diversities of place, time, and likewise. Desha Kal Vastu, it gets manifested according to. So 45th. प्रपंचोत्पत्तिरेव हि बालकाख्याति Rajputra Traya Santi Shura Asati Pantate. The origin of the world is indeed like this in the manner of the tale narrated to the child by the mother. So how this world is originated? It is like the same story now mother keeps on telling to the child. What is the story told by the mother to the child? Which will be told in the next 8 to 9 shlokas. It will be told what is the story told when the kid is not going to bed and he's creating problem to the mother. He's quarreling and he's crying and he's shouting. So mother has a trick. She always tells some story which is no relevance as far as the actual content of that story is concerned, but that child has a full faith on the mother, and he listens whatever his mother is going to tell. So before we go into the story, let us see the recap of whatever has been said here. We the Balokakena is telling that we have no existence except our imagination. अपन लोग सिर्फ सोचते रहते हैं ऐसा होगा उसके बाद वैसा होगा उसके बाद वैसा होगा. We keep on thinking and we keep on imagining. First we do perception and then we follow with the projection. ऐसे मन से ही अपन सोचते रहेंगे इसके बाद ऐसा होगा उसके बाद. We give some logic also, we give past experience also, but this is all wrong because universal truth is one. Whatever has to be manifested, it is all his icha. And we, limited mind, tries to apply logic, try to apply our imagination, which is called as ahankar. And this ahankar becomes the ego, which is a monster ego and which comes in our way. So this has to be corrected. How it has to be corrected? So simple. We keep on saying so many things times. Whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, you are divine. आप ही हो प्रत्यक्ष परमेश्वर हो, आपके ही हृदय में वो परमेश्वर बैठे हो, तो आप क्यों इमेजिनेशन करते हो? Let him do his job. Let him do whether he wants to do good. So is it that we should not work? We should work till whatever is expected from the situation has come in front of us. अपने सामने जो चीज आई है उसके लिए उतना काम करो and forget about it. So the whole world is because of our mind. अपने मन से ही पूरा जगत निर्माण होता है. So if mind is discarded, let us assume that somebody discards the mind. मेरा जो मन बता रहा है मेरे को कुछ सुनना नहीं उसकी. All problems of this world will disappear. All the problems which are do not exist will not remain. All the problems which that means we are creating the problems by our mind. अपन ही अपने मन से problem create कर रहे हैं. So फिर what has to be done? You have to take an sadhana that what is like being space. You have to know space. How the space behaves with all the articles or all the places which are there in the world. It is indifferent. Whether somebody is dancing, space has nothing to do with it. Somebody is crying, space has nothing to do with it. Somebody is laughing, space has nothing to do with it. Somebody is lightning some fire, space has nothing. That is a all space. You can say that is a space meditation. So nothing has his own contribution. Space doesn't contribute to anything. Rather, it accepts as it is whatever is there. So it is like a Kal Chakra. Kal Chakra means people feel like, okay, Dwapar Yug was there, then another Yug came, and then Satyug is going to come like that. Actually, every point is in the beginning, every point is in the end because it is a chakra and it is all imagination. It has nothing to do with actual perception. So appearance of the world is only till you have not inquire about the world. If you start inquiring about the world, who are you? Moment start you will start inquiring, you go into the subtler. You start inquiring, are you avoiding from there, you go to the Dehatma Bhav, you drop, are you a Jiva, then you drop, Jivatma Bhav, you drop, then are you Bhagwan, Ishwar, then Ishwaratma Bhav, you drop, and finally what remains is a living principle, and that living principle is attached to this Chaitanya. So what remains is only Chaitanya. There is nothing other than the Chaitanya in this world. And this is all the manifestation of that Chaitanya. So the wrong notions of the world has become so deep. We have gone into the so big because we only remain at a body level. Actually, as we already said that what is this body? Body is inside that Almighty and not Almighty is inside that body. Because when you take the breathing, because we are alive because of breathing, take a long breath. Slowly leave the long breath, and when you leave it, if you don't leave it or you don't take a breath, so naturally air is not going inside or not coming outside. That on you're dead. So what you say is that dead means your breathing system is stopped. That means air inside, air outside. That means body is in the air, and not air is in the body. Similarly, we are in the divinity, and divinity is not in us. Everything is divinity. When you leave this mortal coil, what happens is Panchamahabhuta, that is earth, water, fire, and air and sky, which what this body is made of. It goes into that, it gets disintegrated, so nothing happens to us. We are the eternal, Anadi Ananta, nothing can happen to us. So when you have the firm conviction about this, then you will be my mind will be a subtler and then you will become a wiser. So we have to change our wrong notions about the world and come to know that you are not attached to the world and world is nothing but the body identification. World becomes big issue for us since we are identified with the body. Moment we are identified with body, it becomes a big issue. So attachment is an illusion. Know it for certain. So all attachment is an illusion. We are not attached to the waking, dream, deep sleep, and samadhi because we are always present. We are present in a waking state. We are present in a dream state. We are present in a deep samadhi, deep sleep, and we are present in a samadhi. So we are studying this creation and come to know that our essential nature. From manifestation only we come to know that we are unmanifested. इसीलिए अपने को जीवन में समझदारी लाना है. Understanding is very important. So purpose is all to come to know that our divine nature. इसका पूरा एक ही purpose है to come to know our divine nature. The manifestation can alone reveal the truth. Unmanifested जो है अनादि अनंत उसको अपन देख ही नहीं सकते उससे truth पता नहीं चलेगा. Unmanifestation cannot know us. The truth is known only when it is manifested. When that God comes in this form of some energy, like maybe I am speaking here, some people are listening at another end. Some computer is being used for transmitting YouTube program through the internet. So all this is His grace. So we are studying this creation to know ourselves. So truth is known only when it is manifested. Manifested. Existence cannot be denied. The existence is seen. So manifest Paramatma is Jagat. The whole world is actually existing out of emptiness. We already seen three types of sky. One is Bhutakash, another is Chittakash, and then third is Chidakash. Bhutakash and Chittakash are empty space. You can put n number of things in that. Whereas Chidakash is Solid conscious space. Solid conscious space, there is nothing other than consciousness. There is nothing other than the divinity. So from this manifested Bhutakash, then only we can reach to Chidakash. So that is what is said here. So living at zero desire level. Freedom from desires is a spiritual practice. Destruction is nothing but a creation. Just like just like there is unmanifest whole world exists in the Brahman only or the self only. The purpose of science which has been told is only to maintain your ignorance that the world is real. Science maintains that this world is real. So Archimedes principle or Pascal law and all that is taught to us. But the purpose of Vedanta is to make us understand that we are suffering for no reason. अपन जो परेशान हो रहे हैं, frustrated हो रहे हैं, this is just because of no reason. This world is a sequence of story indicated to the child. The world is actually a sequence of story to indicate to the child. We are not going to see what story has been told by a mother to him. So living at zero security is not expected in the spiritual practice. You have to have mobility, you have to have understanding of the life. The children's are not thinking about the story. He is nirvichar. He is only believing on mother that she is telling right story. What happens is we keep on worrying about karma, karma, karma. We want to do 24 by 7 work karma and then suffer and die in that karma only. Karma is for what purpose? Karma is only for expressing happiness. Life disciplined is a God's realization. Able to love world without any reason is a God realization. And not struggling for God realization is God realization. So what are the God realization? Four types of God realization are told. First is karma expressing is a God realization. Loving the world without any reason is a God realization. Life discipline is a God realization. And not worrying about the God realization is God realization. Because that God is sitting in your heart only. So why you worry about that? So what has to be done is Dussanga Sarvata Tajya. Bad company of the people has to be dropped because we have to have a good understanding. We have to have Shubha Vasana. We have to have a crease on the shirt. And wrinkles on the shirts has to be removed. So Dussanga has to be Tyajya. We should not go into the Dussanga. And so what is lacking in our country is unwanted discussion. We keep on discussing if some accident happens on the road. People will immediately, instead of helping, they will start gossiping, taking YouTube photos or videos, and only chaos. Instead of that, if they really can help them by offering water, medicines, or taking to the hospital, that is really good. But that doesn't happen. So what we have to do, and ultimately it has been told, we are not supposed to leave this samsara. We are not supposed to leave this family. We are not supposed to go to Hermitage or Himalaya or Girikandara. Nowhere you have to go. No divorce from samsara, whereas you have to remain in this samsara, but do karanataka. You do only acting as a actor on the stage and nothing more than that. And do it happily because you are the best actor. You will be awarded for that. So you keep on playing the role of the this thing as the role which has been now. Mother is telling the story of the three brave princes in a non-existing city. See the story. Story is such a enchanting that we really don't understand anything there of the story. Only that kid understands the story and he goes to the bed. So see the story. What it says. There are three brave princes in a non-existing city. How can be there are three brave princes in a non-existing story? But it is a story of mother. So you have to listen to it. वन जातो तथैकस्तु गर्भ एव न शिस्त स्थिता एकदोत्त मलाभार्य निगर्त फलशालिनी ददृशं गगने वृक्षान् भुक्ता स्वादु च तत्फलम् सरिता त्रिय यमासेतु पथि कल्लोलमालितम्. Of these three, two were never born, and other one never indeed was stationed in the womb. Once having gone out with the object of the acquiring the best, they saw in the sky trees possessing fruits, and having eaten those sweet fruits, they reached three rivers crowned by large waves on the way. So there's all chaotic thing been told, but that child is listening because he is not interested in the text of the story. He is only interested in his mother's story. 48. Tatreka parishukte va mana gappambu na dvo tatra swanva jala krida krutva pitva payastata. There one was completely dry and there was not even a little water in other two. That means everything is dry, but it has not been mentioned here. Having bathed there and sported in the water and having drunk the water. How can you drink the water when there is no water? But then it is a story. आसे दुस्ते दिनस्तान्ते भविष्या नगरत्रया ददृशस्तत्र रम्यानि त्रियन्ते भवनानि च. The three reached the city about to be created in the future at the end of the day. There they saw three beautiful mansions. When city is not created, how the mansion come? But yes, it is a mother story. You have to listen to it. Ekam nirmiti निर्भीति निस्तंभन अनुपन्य गृहवद्वम प्रापुस्तालित्रयम तत्र तप्त कांचन कल्पितम. One was without walls and pillars, other two houses were not produced, were not existing. There they obtained three pans, vessels made up of the melted gold. Tatra karparatam yate dve eka churnatagata tasyam dronatrayam pakvam nyunam dronatrayanatu. Of these two were in pieces, another one was powdered. In that 3 measures of rice, less than 3 measures were cooked. When it is a powdered plate, how can you cook the rice? But it is a mother story. Nothing can be objectionable. Anyam prapyam dvija bhuktam nirmukhe bahubhojitam अवशिष्टं ततो भुक्ता राजपुत्रा त्रयो हिते सुखमेव स्थितस्तत्र मृगया वा व्यवहारिणम्. Obtaining that food, it was eaten by the Brahmanas without mouths, eating much. Then these three princes, having eaten the remnants, stayed there happily engaged in hunting. धात्रा हि कथिता मेता निर्विचाराधिया यथा बालो निश्चितमायाति विचारोश्चितचेतसाम् इयं संसाररचना अप्यवस्थितामुपागतो. Just as the child attains conviction in the tale narrated by the mother due to the thoughtlessness, unreflected mind, this creation of worldly life too has assumed the existence to those from whose minds reflection or inquiry has left or dropped. That means the people who do not have an inquiry, who do not have a courage to ask the question why you are giving like this, why you are giving the logic, why you are telling like this, who am I, for what purpose I have been born, what is the truth, what is the everything, because your experience of day-to-day experience should be a teacher and not the external guru you should search. Your own experience should teach you, and your own loving heart should blossom out and tell you that yes, I am the guru, I am going to tell you the truth. And that is only possible when you drop your all the stories which have been created or cooked up in this samsar. These all stories are of no use because that is only creating the thoughts in your mind, whereas the child who has a full faith in the mother, he was listening as like thoughtless, unreflected mind, is never bothered about what is happening. And that's why it has been said that mind, if it's to be used, it has to be used with inquiry. So we know there are four gateways of liberation. One is contentment, second is tranquility, third is a company of holy people, and fourth is inquiry. So these four are the gateways of the liberation. Use any one of them, or maybe two, maybe three, or maybe four, and be free in this life. What is freeness? Mukti or moksha is moksha from the relative existence. That means the relative existence will not trouble us anymore. The relative existence will be very much there. We will be working in the relative existence, but our stationing will be in absolute existence. We will be always one with the divinity. We will always remember the divine nature of this world because there is nothing other than the divinity in this world. It is always a joyful thing, and that's why what we decided is to remain as a cheerful, happy, contented, blissful, over and above, relaxed, and a cool personality. With this prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramachandra Arpanamastu, submitting the divine fruits to holy fruits of